Welcome to this week's fundamental update. So, if someone making this video, this is November 30th, 2025. And if you're following the channel, you know I drop fundamental updates every single weekend to prepare you for the week ahead. And while I'm dropping the fundamental update, I will tell you what happened in the previous week, and then we'll look at what is going to happen this week. And like I said to you all, please, this fundamental update, right? It can change. I can give you an update on Sunday, and then the buyers will change on Tuesday. So that is why you have to also be in my Telegram channel, and you also have to have my WhatsApp contact. The description, if you check my YouTube description, you will find all this, right? My Telegram link, my WhatsApp contact, even my Instagram and my other social media handles. You will find the link there in my YouTube description. So make sure to be among the team, right? Make sure to be among the community so that you'll be receiving updates whenever these buyers change. Why I'm saying this is because last Sunday fundamental update, the buyers changed on Tuesday, and I gave the update to my students, I gave the update to my community member, and we made profit from this, right? So let's go straight into what happened last week and how we are going to make profit this week. So first of all, we'll look at last week. Now last week, which is November 24th, the first day we had the bank holiday. I don't think I took any trade on this day. You understand? The market was very neutral. We didn't see any entry. Now I told you all that on Tuesday the buyers changed, because last week I was telling you all that dollar is going to be bullish, right? Yes, dollar is bullish based on technicals and based on fundamentals. Dollar is bullish, but all of a sudden we had core PPI data released to be negative, and USD retail sales to be what? Negative. Now remember, the market theme for last week was what? Economic health. So whatever economic health is doing, that is whatever the currency pair would move towards to, right? So last week the economic health for USD became weak all of a sudden. Now if the economic health came out positive, dollar would have actually been bullish. But since this came out negative, this increased the odds of a rate cut, an upcoming rate cut. And by now you should understand that if I say there's an upcoming rate cut, means that investors are expecting the currency to be weak. Why? Because inflation rate is dropping, economic level is dropping, and once they cut interest rates, is going to make that currency very, very weak. So based on rumors, investors are already removing their money from that currency, and that currency will be losing strength. And this is simply what made the dollar weak. Let's also look at the chart and see how this affected the market. So we can see, let us look at DXY. You can see that the dollar became weak after the Tuesday reports happened. After that, you can see dollar was dropping massively. I also gave out an update in my TikTok channel, right? So this was where dollar was in the beginning of the week, right? We saw dollar at this zone, and all of a sudden this week or last week it dropped massively all the way to the downside. And I saw this update on time, I saw this rumor on time. What did I do? I sold USDCHF, and you can see this is my entry for USDCHF. I also sent the signal to the signal team members, right? This was the entry. This is the perfect trade. This is how we cut this at here, and then the market sold all the way down here. We are still holding currently at 60 pips. We are still holding all the way down to 82 pips, if I'm not mistaken. 82 pips, right here. Yes. So this is what it looks like, and if the market should open, I'm still predicting that dollar weakness will continue. I should see a little bit of push to the downside if that happens, right? So always stay updated with whatever I'm doing in the Telegram channel and with whatever I'm posting on my WhatsApp status. Why? Because most times the fundamental bias can change due to the fact that a new news came out, a new report came out, data release was weak or negative, and all of a sudden the pair that was bullish before can become bearish. So we can look at my students. Some of them caught USD, Euro USD, right? Euro USD was looking pretty much bearish before, then all of a sudden we had a change of character. This was a good buy zone if you were looking for an order block to buy. this was a good entry, and then the market went all the way to the top, and then the market closed. Last week was pretty much not really volatile. You understand? We didn't see much volatility. Remember, we are entering December price action. What does this mean? December price action is a very, very slow and weird price action, which means a lot of investors are going for holiday. The market will be really, really slow, and this would reduce the opportunities we see in the chart. Do you understand? But with that being said, trust me, there will still be opportunities for those that are scalpers, for those who will see trade once in a while. There will still be opportunities, just be limited. It will be very limited. Why? Because the price action will be very slow, market will be very slow, everybody, investors are going for holiday and the rest. But it's not starting now. This is still the beginning of the December price action, so it might not start immediately, but over time we'll see something like that. So the dollar was weak last week, and we made profit from that. You can see the retail sales came out negative. What is retail sales? Retail sales is just simply measuring the amount of export that is leaving the economy and the amount of imports that is coming into the economy. If the economy exports more than if the economy imports more than it exports, that is bad for the economy. But if it exports more than it imports, if it sells things more than it buys from other economy, that is a good sign for the economy. I don't know if I confused you, right? But that's just simply what it means. On Wednesday, AUD picked up strength because the AUD inflation rate came out positive 3.8%, and now this made the AUD economy very, very bullish. AUD has been bullish for a while, but after this news release, we can see that Euro AUD started selling drastically. Before, I was like waiting for an entry here, but I left it. Why? Because of the fundamental release. I did not dare take a trade if a currency is strong. You understand? So AUD was strong. The market swept liquidity. This is more like a turtle soup. A student of mine called this very beautiful, more like a turtle soup. Swept liquidity at this zone, and all of a sudden we saw a massive sell from here. A very beautiful turtle soup, right? Putting SL here and then sell all the way down here. Very beautiful turtle soup. AUD picked up strength, and this is due to the fact that the economy is doing fine. I told you all last week, market team was economic strength. So AUD economic strength was picking up due to the fact that the economic indicators were coming out positive. CPI coming out positive, GDP growth coming out positive. There is no chance of another rate cut. Rather, we are even looking at a possibility of a rate hike. And whenever I say something like a rate hike, it means that the economy is picking up, investors are willing to invest in that particular currency. That particular currency will rise in value. That is just simply what it means. And this would have been a good entry if you are trading using fundamentals. If you're trading using fundamentals, trust me, all these things will be clear for you. Because I told you for a fact, fundamentals move the market. Technicals is just for entries. Do you understand? So what else happened? We can look at other AUD pairs. You can let us see GBP AUD. Oh, I don't think that's in my chart again. But if you look at AUD JPY, you can see that AUD JPY also picked up strength to the top side. You can see all the way to the top side. It gets all the way to the top. I was actually looking for an entry to buy this AUD JPY, but I think he swept me out at this zone. I think that was how we took our first SL this week due to the manipulation. It swept me out before going to the top, but that is not really my concern, because we're already making profit on USDJPY and USDCHF, and we're already making good profit from the pair. This is just simply why key levels have more manipulation. You can see the market came, swept the liquidity, and then pushed all the way to the top. So that is just simply it for AUDJPY and AUD currencies itself. AUD picked up strength. All the AUD currency, AUD was bullish in those currencies, right? So Euro AUD was selling, AUD JPY was buying. Just the fact that economic strength for AUD came out to be positive. You understand? Now, I remember telling you all that we are going to be seeing NZD rate cut, right? Now, like I said, NZD rate cut, on the day of the rate cut, please do not trade the trade. Please do not take the trade. On the day of the data release, do not take the trade. Only trade the rumors. Why? Because on that day of the data release, we had a statement. So after they cut the interest rate of AUD, but the statement now came out bullish. What does this mean? It means that the the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, they say they don't see any reasons for a further rate cut. Now this is a bullish statement for the NZD. And what does this mean? It means that even that day of the rate cut, the NZD USD was now bullish. Why? Because instead of NZD to be weak due to the fact that there was a rate cut, the statement was positive. The statement means that they don't see any reason for any further rate cut, and this was why the NZD picked up strength. So from here we could see the rise in price. The market just pushed to the upside, and not only this was supported by the dollar weakness. Remember, the dollar was now weak, so you now see that NZD USD now started buying massively. You understand? NZD USD started buying massively due to the fact that the dollar was weak. So that is just simply it for last week. NZD picked up strength due to the statement, not actually the cut itself. The cut itself, if you wanted to trade the rumor, this is the rumor, right? Based on the rumors that they're saying NZD is going to be, there was going to be rate cut on NZD. This is all the rumors, right? The market have already priced into the rumors of a rate cut. Now, the day of the news release, the market has already priced in, investors are already taking profits due to the statement, the market will rise. So that's why I told you in fundamentals, right? You focus more on the rumor, and the day of the news release, you shouldn't be in the trade. And how can you read the rumor? I've told you all, for you to be able to read the rumor, all you have to do is learn macroeconomics. And if you're interested in learning macroeconomics, our training is still going on. Our discount is still holding. Possibly it wouldn't hold for long. By this time next month, you should be seeing $175. By this time next month, possibly ending next year. That's in January. And we just have just 1 month left. For those who want to see it in Naira, it's actually at 60,000 Naira. So that is just it. In case you want to learn how to predict price movement from fundamentals, how to trade using gold, you understand how to trade gold, because gold is purely fundamental. Data release is purely based on fundamentals. So if you want to even learn how to trade BTC using fundamentals, and these are all the trades I've taken based on the fundamental update. You can see a lot of them I've taken based on fundamental update. So my network is really bad, but I would have showed you all these trades. You must have seen them. So that is just simply it. Let's not dwell here. So that is it for the monetary policy for NZD, and you just understand the rumor. If you understand the rumor, you'll be able to trade the rumor before the data release, because the data release, on the day of the data release, the market will actually give you a wrong movement. It will be different from what we predicted. You understand? This rate cut now was supposed to make NZD weak, but on that day of the release, NZD was now bullish. Why? Because market has already priced into this rate cut rumor, and then on that day the statements came out positive, and then NZD became bullish. So that is just simply it. So let's keep going. Last week we also saw the unemployment claims for USD coming out positive, but before this positivity on USD, market has already started pricing in for another rate cut. So that was why this positivity did not really do much. It just gave a retracement for the USD, and the dollar kept on being bearish. Do you understand? So that is just simply it. This is not enough to change the bias. It's not enough to change the bias of the market. Market now is already bearish on dollar. Why? Because we are expecting another Fed rate cut. So that is simply it. We don't usually look at CAD. CAD GDP came out neutral. This means that the growth for CAD is still neutral and is not really moving forward. I only focus on the currencies I trade. So if you want to know more about other currencies like the CHF, like the CAD, that's where you do your own fundamental research. You understand? So that is simply it. Now let us look at what we have for this week. For this week, we have the JPY BOJ government speaks. Now let me tell you something about JPY last week was supposed to pick up strength. Why? Because JPY economy have started seeing a little bit of positivity in the air. JPY economy have actually started seeing a little bit of positivity in the air. Let me see. I think my network is terrible. Let me see if I can fix that right now. Let me see if I can fix that. All right. Let me change this setting. All right. So let me switch it to my iPhone. So let's see. Okay, perfect. So based on JPY, we could see that JPY was actually supposed to pick up strength. Like last week, JPY was supposed to pick up strength. Why? Because the economic strength started coming out positive. What does this mean? It means that JPY started seeing a little bit of economic positivity, right? Inflation came out positive, or other economic indicators came out positive. What does this mean? It means that possibility of a rate hike is coming up. You understand? And the JPY, if you look at all the JPY currencies, you've been seeing that JPY is the quoted currency, and JPY has been what, weak for a while, and all these currencies have been buying. But all of a sudden, we are now seeing that these currencies are showing signs of, oh, maybe JPY want to start picking up strength. You can see at this level, this market is giving a price action which is looking like more like a triangle pattern. So at this level now, this is still a neutral key level. I wouldn't say you should go and buy, but at this level, I feel like JPY is about to break this zone. Why? Because JPY is picking up strength, actually. JPY is picking up strength. Why is JPY picking up strength? Economic indicators are coming out positive, and the government, the government of the Japanese yen, or the Japanese economy, is saying that if the Japanese yen keep on showing weakness, that they will see more reasons to support the strength of JPY. So JPY has been weak for a while. You can see USD/JPY has been rising due to the fact that JPY has been weak. Dollar is the base currency and USD is the quoted currency. So it has been rising for a while due to the fact that JPY has been weak. And all of a sudden, JPY is about to pick up strength. This is still the, the beginning of the strength. So if you want to start pricing in for this JPY strength, now is the good time to start looking for entry based on JPY quoted currency. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that all the JPY quoted currency will start seeing a possible sell very soon. It might start seeing a possible sell very soon. This is CAD JPY, and is still, this was the key level that was respected. But if we look at this top side, we can see that this level 2 is looking like it's showing a little bit of resistance. But I would not say just go and start selling immediately. Remember, if I give a fundamental update, still find technical entries for it, right? Make sure that your technicals respect these zones before you start looking for an entry based on what I said. Do you get? Technicals must align with fundamentals. You don't just sell based on fundamentals. I myself that is giving the fundamental update, I will still look for a technical support before I take a trade. That's just simply it. I'm looking for a sell on CAD JPY, AUD JPY, and USD JPY. Why? Because the JPY economy is picking up. We see possibility of a rate hike, and the government are in support of boosting the Japanese yen currency. So all due to this, we can see that the JPY has possibility of picking up strength. And on Monday, we'll be seeing a speech on JPY. I'm not really on any trade on JPY for now, but next week, possibility, I might look for an entry. After the speech might come out positive, the speech might come out negative. Now, this is why it's good to always stay, updated in my Telegram channel, because if there's any updates that changes this bias I gave you all, I will surely drop it in my Telegram channel, drop the link, possibly make a video in my TikTok account, and you all watch it and understand what the recent bias is all about. So this week our market team is Fed decision. So Fed are already making decisions on JPY, making decision on USD, making decision on AUD, because the economic strength of JPY is picking up, looking positive. Economic strength on USD is looking negative. Fed are already saying they are seeing more reasons to cut interest rates this coming month, which is December. And then we see AUD is picking up strength. The GDP, which is the growth for AUD, is actually looking positive. But if this one should come out more positive, trust me, more bullishness for AUD. So Euro AUD will keep selling, and AUD JPY might actually keep buying. But since JPY is becoming weak, I don't know how AUD JPY will be. Since JPY is becoming strong, I don't know how AUD JPY will be. My advice for you all is, if two currencies are seeing strength at the same time, stay away from them, because you don't know which one fundamental is going to push the most. Do you understand? So the USD, we have the non-farm ADP unemployment non-farm payroll. So this one is not the major one we look at. This one is for private sectors. You understand? Amount of people that were unemployed in the private sector, and possibility might come out negative because they're already forecasting a negative event. If it comes out negative, it's still giving more room for USD sell. The ISM manufacturing PMI still look like something that will come out negative as well. Well, even if it comes out positive, it might not really move the market. This is not really an important news, you understand, per se. So we have the unemployment claims. This is not really an important news, as well. But if all these things come out negative, it will give more room for a dollar sell. So that's why all these things will just tell you, okay, how the economic strength of a particular currency is. And if the economic strength is strong, the currency will be strong. If it's weak, the currency will be weak. That is just simply how what we do in fundamentals. We use the economic strength to trade a particular currency, because any economy that is doing well, investors will put their money there. Any economy that is doing poorly, investors will remove their money. So what is my entry for this week? Okay, yeah, we also have the core PCE, which is a very, very important news on Friday. This is a very, very important news. Core PCE, it shows you the inflation rate of a particular economy. So if this comes out negative, it has more possibility of making dollar weak. If it comes out neutral, sure, nothing will really happen. If it come out positive, we might see a little bit spike to the upside, but the Fed are already seeing a 4% chance of a rate cut, so this might not really change their bias on dollar rate cuts, right? So let's go straight into what is my prediction for this week. I'm not really seeing much entries this week. I'm already holding one trade based on USDCHF, so I'm just hoping it hits TP. I'm hoping it hits TP. I already have my trade SL here, right? My trade SL is here. So if the market should come back reverse on me, sure, no wala, I'll leave with a little bit of profit. But if it should keep selling, I'm good. I'll actually be very, very happy. So he sells all the way down to this, mid pivoted order block here. Why am I putting my TP there? Because mid pivoted order block has the power to push a market up. So it might come here and push to the upside a bit before it keeps selling. You understand? So it's not like it will stop selling if it gets there, no. But this is a sign that, oh, this zone might see a little bit of strength. So that's why my TP is there. So for NZD USD, I saw a good, this is a good key level. If market should retrace back to this key level, you all can start finding an entry for a possible buy, because NZD is strong at the moment and dollar is weak. So if you see an entry, you can push all the way to the top. Technicals must align with your fundamentals, remember. So it's still neutral. I'm not saying this is a buy zone. Wait for confirmation at that key level, and then you can take the trade for Euro AUD. Euro AUD might possibly keep on being weak, right? We can see the trend has been broken, and the markets might keep, possibly, not even might, actually keep selling. This is the key level. This is the key level. We can call it a neutral zone. This is not a buy zone, it's a neutral. So it's a neutral. If market should return back to that level, you can wait for a confirmation before taking the trade all the way to the downside. You understand? So that's it, just simply it. You can put your TP here because this zone was likely respected, for a long period of time. So it might also still pick up strength if it comes back there. So what else are we looking at? I'm just looking at my currencies, right? Now the gold is rising. Why is gold rising? Because we are seeing possibility of another rate cut, and this is a negative news for dollar. And since it's a negative news for dollar, it's going to make gold positive. Gold is a risk of currency, so any negative event that's happening on dollar is going to make gold to be bullish. So that's just simply why it's rising. Will it keep rising? Possibly gold might actually keep rising. So Euro USD looks good. If you miss this first entry, then well, you can find another one. Maybe if you go to a lower time frame, you can still see more opportunity at this zone. Maybe if market retrace all the way back to this level, maybe there's a FVG entry here, go all the way to the top. So that's just simply it. I'm not really giving you much entry advice for Euro AUD because I'm not seeing much. This is the main one, but if you've missed it, you've missed it. So USD JPY looks like I said, JPY is going to be strong based on the fact that the Feds are already saying, oh, they're seeing possibility of a rate cut and all. So if this happens, if this picks up strength, we should see this key level broken. If this key level gets broken, and that's when you can start finding entry. But for now, we are still seeing, a little bit of range here. We don't know how the market will be, so you might go and start selling, and it will come and take you out before selling. So wait for this key level to be broken. If it gets broken, wait for a retest before you sell this market. That's just simply it. I think that should be all. That's all I'm saying for this week. So in case you have any question, make sure to ask me. Understand? Drop a comment in the comment section, and do well to subscribe to stay more updated for more fundamental updates. Thank you all for your time. Have a lovely week ahead. More profit to us. Take care.